Dominic, let me tell you a brief story to put this honor in context. About a year and a half ago, a little less than that, another great leader, Kahirlok, gave me a gift, and he said, "Mark, this is very special. This is unique." And it's a key. It's a key to the White House. It's a key to the White House, Mark. No one else has it. I found it. It wasn't really true. No one else has it. He has the key to the White House. I was touched. I said, Mr. President, what does it do? And he said, well, they'll either let you in or they'll shoot you. They'll probably shoot you. With this honor, I know that every door in Mayo will be opened at any time. So thank you. Thank you. I also know that that's true for those who don't get honors, those who come back, those with good intentions. And that's the true honor of this county and of this country. So thank you for that. Kahirlok Carey, soon to be Prime Minister, Carney, Mayo County Council, thank you. Taoiseach, Mayo Martin, thank you for your leadership, your hospitality. Mary, thank you for being here. Ministers Cleary and Dillon, Ambassadors King and Concannon, my good friend, colleague James Maloney, distinguished senators, friends, thank you for this great honor and this great welcome. Taoiseach, I want to thank you again for, amongst other things, last night's dinner, which was a beautiful celebration of the kinship of the relationship between Canada and Ireland. And I want to thank you for being here tonight, this morning, yesterday, when you're so busy with so many responsibilities. It means a great deal. And as the Kahirlok said, it's great to be back home. It's great for me to be back home. And I am going to draw on the story that you heard because it means a lot to me and it's part of what grounds my thinking.
A president is giving a special gift to a prime minister, the key to the White House. This is unique. No one else has it, he says. And then, when asked what that key is for, what he says turns into a sentence that world leaders will never forget. They either let you in or they shoot you. They'll probably shoot you. This is what Trump said, and this sentence was recounted by Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney, imitating Trump's voice and mannerisms in front of hundreds of people in County Mayo, Ireland. The hall was filled with laughter. But the strength of this anecdote did not come solely from its humor. A Canadian Prime Minister recounting this strange, half-threatening joke told to him by the U.S. President in public, mimicking it, encapsulated all the tension and absurdity of the relationship between the two countries in a single story. This speech in Ireland was the last stop on Carney's two-day visit, and the timing of his telling this story was not purely for entertainment. This was a moment that showed how a leader maintained his own style under the pressure of allies. The moment the story was born, Trump's unique gift. To understand this anecdote, one must remember the moment the gift was given. Trump jokingly told the Canadian Prime Minister that he would be shot if he used an honorary key to the White House. Carney, while recounting this incident, began, "To put this honor in context, about a year or so ago, another great leader gave me a gift and said, 'Mark, this is very special.' Then he continued by imitating Trump's voice and mannerisms. 'This is unique. This is a key, the key to the White House. No one has it. No one has it.' Think of this scene. Trump is presenting Carney with a symbolic gift in the Oval Office. 'Unique,' he says. He says no one else has it. This seems like a gesture of friendship and special status. But the question Carney asked out of curiosity turned the gift in a completely different direction. Carney said she asked what the key was for and got this answer. Well, either they let you in or they shoot you. They'll probably shoot you. The scene in Mayo, a peasant's honor and a world leader's joke. The context in which this anecdote was told was just as important as the content. Carney told the story to hundreds of people in County Mayo as he wrapped up his 2-day visit to Ireland. On Sunday evening, the mayor of County Mayo presented the visiting Taoiseach with a ceremonial scroll honoring his career and his position as an unofficial ambassador for Mayo on the global stage. At the Westport event, Carney referenced Trump's gift to set the context as he accepted the honorarium presented to him. Carney said, "With this honor, I know every door in Mayo will open." This statement served as an ironic comparison following the anecdote. While the key Trump mentioned evoked a danger that could kill you, Mayo's honorary certificate promised a warm and friendly welcome. Thus, the same door-opening symbol represented two completely different outcomes. This analogy was not just a humorous element. Carney was indirectly comparing the tension in the America-Canada relationship with Ireland's warm and sincere approach. What made this moment particularly noteworthy was Carney's choice to directly impersonate Trump. Continuing his speech, Carney imitated Trump's tone and mannerisms, choosing to convey his criticism through humor and satire. It is an extremely rare diplomatic behavior for a head of government to publicly imitate an ally or rival who is the leader of another country. This shows a certain level of comfort and confidence in Carney's relationship with Trump. This confidence does not come from a vacuum. Carney had run his election campaign directly on an anti-Trump platform and had become prime minister with an unexpected victory. He had delivered a speech in Davos about the end of rules-based order, responding to Trump's pressure by saying, "I meant what I said." In this context, the anecdote told by imitating Trump was an extension of Carney's general communication style. Fearlessly, with a natural sense of humor, but always maintaining his own position. Previous encounters, "You made me president." This May anecdote was not the only example of the strange but recurring humor dynamic between Carney and Trump. Trump, while addressing world leaders at a peace summit organized to support a permanent ceasefire in Gaza, mistakenly referred to Carney as the President of Canada, not the Prime Minister. Carney has served as the country's Prime Minister since March of 2025. After the meeting, Carney approached Trump and, appearing to joke about the mistake, said, "I'm glad you elevated me to the President." This second anecdote confirms the pattern in Carney's relationship with Trump. Trump makes a mistake or says something strange. Instead of criticizing it seriously, Carney responds with light humor and then shares the moment with the public. This approach is an extremely calculated diplomatic strategy. Carney is not blowing up Trump's strange behavior into a scandal, but she doesn't ignore them either. Instead, she makes these moments a part of her own storytelling and thus maintains control. The background of the White House visit: real tensions. Behind these humorous anecdotes, there was a highly real and tense relationship. Carney's visit to Trump at the White House in May of 2025 took place during a period when Trump's trade war and annexation threats were ongoing. Carney's Liberal Party had won a surprising comeback victory in an election that voters widely saw as a reaction to Trump. Carney said, "We are talking as heads of our governments. I don't pretend these discussions will be easy." Carney said Canadians chose a new government to stand up to Trump and build a strong economy. Carney reiterated that the old relationship, based on ever-increasing integration with the U.S., is over. This reality places the White House key joke in a much more interesting context. Trump was giving Carney a special gift, but at the same time, Carney's campaign was built entirely around standing up to Trump. And at the same time, Trump was belittling Canada by saying it should be the 51st state. In this contradictory picture, the joke, "They'll probably shoot you," became a moment symbolizing the entire strangeness and danger of the relationship. "We will never be a state," the message of Carney's speech. Carney's visit to Ireland was not just about striking anecdotes, it also carried a broader political message. Devoting a significant portion of his speech to defending Canada, Carney described his country as a nation with strong democratic institutions and notable for its diversity, while clearly reiterating his stance that Canada would never become a U.S. state under any circumstances, and conveyed the message to his citizens that, "I will fight to secure the best possible deal for Canada." In this context, the anecdote about the White House key was not just an entertaining story. Even while recounting Trump's strange and potentially threatening joke with a smile, he was painting a portrait of a leader who clearly defended Canada's independence right after. This is the essence of Carney's diplomatic strategy, not to react hostilely to Trump's oddities, but never to compromise on sovereignty. King Charles's parrot, another viral moment of the same week. Another small but entertaining detail that emerged during Carney's tenure was a photo taken with King Charles. One ex-user confessed, "I really thought there was a parrot on Mark Carney's shoulder." Another said, "Haha, that's an interesting illusion." A third user commented, "This is very funny." This small detail is an interesting footnote that shows how Carney's image on the international stage is shaped, a leader who makes serious geopolitical speeches and also makes headlines with viral photo illusions. But the real story was the White House key anecdote, because this anecdote summed up Carney's relationship with Trump in a single sentence. Strange, a bit threatening, but always softened with humor. The overall picture that emerges from this story reveals a rarely seen side of international diplomacy. Trump had given Carney a gift he described as unique, but when Carney asked what it was for, the response he received, "Either they let you in or they shoot you," turned a symbolic gesture into an absurd threat. Carney recounted this memory months later in a small Irish town, mimicking Trump's voice and mannerisms in front of hundreds, and the audience responded with laughter. This moment, while reflecting the complexity of the relationship between the two countries, showcased trade wars, annexation implications, and 51st state rhetoric on one side, and a leader who could meet this tension with humor, but was unwilling to take even the smallest step back on sovereignty on the other. Carney had said, "I will fight to get the best deal for Canada." The distance between this sentence and the "they'll probably hit you" joke embodies the essence of Carney's leadership style, listening with a smile but never backing down. If you want to follow such moments, subscribe and don't forget to turn on notifications. See you in the next update.